Brandon Doret here, your favorite rapper and now host, and today we're doing something special. We're not only doing our first interview, but we're doing it with the next up-and-coming rapper, Tyleen Johnson. It's about to get lit in here. Let's go.
Get some behind the scenes, see what's going on in her head, ask her a few solid questions, interesting questions, some serious questions. You already know I'm behind the camera since y'all don't see me much. Akumanistic in this beach.
Akuma's in this bitch. Tyleen's in this bitch. Bummy's in this bitch. Let's go.
And your mama, no joking.
He gon' bust it, better duck it, duck it. Better pray you really tuckin', tuckin'. Better back up what you talking. 30, ain't no acting, get the action, action. Don't need cameras, got the blammers, got the Glock with the beam.
Alright, so look, here we are with Tyleen Johnson. She's here to do an interview, the first one since her debut project, debut video, debut single.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to talk about, and I want to hear about it. So Tyleen, tell me how you feel right now.
I am taken away. Like, I didn't expect the numbers that it did. And not that I didn't know that I can do numbers, but it was just like, you know, I've seen a lot of talented people from my city who have good songs and who tried hard to make their shit blow, and it's just like, it didn't really go too far. So just like seeing how much little work that I put into it, and like not to like downplay how much work I put into it, but I didn't really like go out and do like the most for it, you know what I mean? I just wanted to see how like my first project would push, and I'm more than happy. I'm more than grateful. Yeah.
You know what I realized, like, when watching all of this shit unfold? When is the last time we had like a female represent like rapping type? Like we know the familiar faces when it comes to the city, like we've got Mike Shabs and Nate Hustlers and all those guys, but when you think of a female, like which female ever put on like that? So I feel like you're kind of in a position that hasn't really been filled before.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like if there's anybody who can like really take that position and be like the first girl to actually go out and like put on for Montreal and show them that like, look, listen to us over here, we got shit that's popping. So I'm just like, I feel like if anybody can do it, it's me, because I got like the attitude, the confidence, just the whole package. Like, just I'm comfortable in the state, so I don't really have to put on a show too much. Like, I'm just comfortable with what I do.
Yo, where are you from? Like, let's make this clear, because I'm sure 5 years from now, people to like Toronto will claim you, or somewhere in the States will claim you, because I don't think people are really familiar with like Montrealers that give off this type of energy. Yeah,
so I'm from Montreal. I mean, I've heard people actually tell me like, look, when you go out and you do interviews and like you let people know who you're from, don't tell them you're from Montreal. I've actually had people tell me that.
That's insulting.
I know.
That's insulting.
It's really sad that, like, you know what I mean? And it's people who are like in the industry who are trying to like go and do things themselves, and they're like, listen, just don't say you're from Montreal. They're like, if you have to say you're from Toronto, say you're from Toronto. But I'm just like, why would I lie? Like, I'm comfortable with being from Montreal. We have a lot of good talent here, and we have like a lot of people who are really trying to do things. We just don't have as much like exposure. And so if I'm gonna be that bitch that's just like, yo, look, I'm from Montreal.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you don't like it.
I feel like you've been building up to this moment for a long time. Like, just looking at your IG, you clearly don't give a fuck about what people have to say about you, obviously.
No.
Like, how long were you building up toward like this moment now where music is actually out? How long has that been in the plans, you know?
I mean, as far as music, it wasn't always like in my plan, but like building up that confidence to just be like, I don't give a fuck. It kind of started like in high school, because like, yo, if I listened to every bullshit I heard in high school, all the drama and
you'd be
just,
a fucking suicidal type.
I'd be crazy right now. So I had to like learn that, look, I can't please everybody. I can only, you know what I mean, do so much. So as long as I'm happy and true to myself, I don't really care how anybody else feels about it.
I hope you maintain that, because
I definitely will. I don't see myself changing anytime soon. Listen, I know I hate to say this, but I'm a Leo, and
not everyone knows what that means, okay? Not everyone knows what that means.
I'm a Leo, so we are very true to ourselves. We're confident. We are outgoing, and
Do you feel any pressure though? Like you dropped the body of work. And by the way,
Yeah.
speaking of the body of work, like I feel like you have cosigns that are really like, what the fuck? How did you get a Vince Carter cosign, for example? How did you get a Tommy Cruise cosign? Like those are big names. Those are big producers.
Yeah. Well, Vince is the motherfucking homie. Vince, if you're watching this, I love you, dog. Basically, I met Vince a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago. It was my first time ever in the booth. This is when I made that track, Big Plans, with Joe Rocca and Tommy and Flawless.
Mm-hmm.
So
how long ago was that?
That was like 2017.
And did you drop music after that?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it was a quick thing.
Yeah. So it was just a quick. No, it wasn't like even planned. I just like. What happened was I told Flawless like, hey, look, I'm trying to do my rap shit too. I sent him a voice memo of me rapping because at the time I only recorded at my house. I sent him a voice memo and he was like, yo, I'm gonna be at the studio later on, like come through. And when I went, I really didn't know who like Joe Rocca or Vince Carter was. I didn't know what kind of names they had like in the city. So I mean, I just thought we was just with like regular people, like you know what I mean.
It was probably better for you in that case because like sometimes like there's been a time I went to the studio. I won't say with who, but it's like when I saw the people that were there, it kind of made it harder to perform because I know what they do.
Yeah.
It's just like fuck.
Yeah.
If I didn't know them, I would just be myself.
Yeah, exactly. So honestly, I just sat there on that little blue couch. The beat was going. We started writing, and that was my first time ever recording in the studio. We put it out and everybody loved it. It was crazy. Like we got a lot of feedback from everybody.
Booth?
I was nervous as hell in the booth. I was like, oh my God, this is my first time in a real studio. You know when you put the headphones
and you
on?
hear your voice and then you're like,
yo, for real. Honestly, the first time I recorded, I was like, nah, I cannot sound like this. Like I didn't even like my voice, to be honest. I was like, nah. Like
the first time I ever recorded a song, I was like in a fucking I was in a fucking big ass booth, and it's like it's the type of shit where like the engineer and everyone is on the outside looking at you.
I hate those ones. I hate when they can see me spitting because sometimes I just be doing the most.
Yeah, and you like to do that in the privacy of your own.
And so at Vince, his studio was like when you go in the room, you shut the door and you're literally like in a little box, like completely alone. Which was a lot better, like especially for me in my first time in the studio. So once that was all done, Vince kept in touch with me and he was like, you know what, come back, like we'll try new sounds, you know what I mean? Like he was actually the one, like nobody really took me serious other than Vince.
That's one of those things that I've come to learn in doing this shit. It's like everything comes full circle. The people that you meet now might not mean anything to you right now, but in 2 years from now, they might. You know what I mean? And now look, all these years later, you have a project out and he's on it.
Yeah. Well, he actually was the only one who really like sat there and was like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll record you, we'll work on your time. And he did it all without like asking for anything in return. You know what I mean? So it was just based on like solely believing in me and knowing that like, yo, this girl has potential to do good.
Yeah.
So we ended up recording a track called Dollars that never got released because we had problems with the beat already being bought. And he sent that into the label and that's actually how it got signed. So Vince,
that's clutch as fuck.
Yeah.
Vince got you signed.
Yeah, so Vince actually got me signed. He sent the song into Bone Sounds, Make It Rain. They heard it and they're like, yo, we want to sign her. Like,
and I'm sure when they looked at your IG, they must have been like, we know how to package this. Because like ideally, any female could be a rapper. But in the current industry, you have to be a certain package. Like you have to really be confident. You have to be like a sex symbol to a certain degree. And if you can actually rap too, it's like, you can.
I mean, they look at all the other packages before they even look at if you can rap.
That's a reality.
Yeah, for a female especially, like. So it's.
How do you navigate through that? Like, do you ever feel like you niggas aren't taking me as seriously as you should?
Honestly, it just depends on how you hold yourself. Like, if you take yourself serious, I find people are gonna take you serious. Like, even though, I mean, not everybody right away or whatever, but a majority of the time, like, if you take yourself serious, how you treat yourself, other people are gonna treat you too.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that we have to do before this interview ends, because, you know, a lot of people commented a lot of bullshit on your video.
Yes.
A lot of people complimented good things, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a good opportunity for you to, like, respond to some of the stupid shit. Why do you think it is that there's more hate when a woman is coming up than it is for a man coming up in music? Why do you think there's more hate on the woman's side?
I think it's just because it's easier to come at a woman for her sexuality and for, like, anything, literally. They'll be like, oh my God, like, she's always so naked, she must be a stripper. Or, oh my God, she's like, you know what I mean? They just find any little thing, like, oh my God, her wig, or oh my God, her makeup. And you get it from both sides, you know what I mean? Like, usually, like, when you look at guy rappers and, like, the hate that they get, it's usually, like, a male nigga just like hating on them or just talking shit for whatever reason. You won't see too many girls talking shit about a guy trying to rap.
Not.
You know what I mean? But in a girl, now you got the girls throwing shade, you got the guys throwing shade.
That's what my hypothesis was. My thing is like, if a female rapper is coming up, females in general have a thing amongst each other. Women are just different. Like, there's always something in the air.
I don't know what it is. I'm just like, yo, we need to understand that as women, if we don't come together like the men do, we can never grow to be anything bigger than what we are. You know what I mean? Like, we need a strong, like, ground, and we just need to work together. Like, there's nothing wrong. Like, there's room for all of us. Like, you know what I mean? They just don't understand that. Like, I'm never gonna hate on another girl who's trying to come up, even if her raps are shit or whatever.
Because what she does, she's gonna open the gates for other female rappers to come up. So you might be doing that for the next person to come up. You know?
I hope to God I do. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've already had girls messaging me who are like, oh my God, like, you've inspired me to start writing, and they'll send me like snippets of them rapping. I'm like, yo, keep it going. Like, don't ever stop. Don't listen to nobody who tells you can't do it. Cause listen. When nobody thought that I could come out and be a rapper. And even when I did, like I said, from the point when I dropped Big Plans, it took till now till I released some music. That's almost like 2-3 years of
perfecting your craft.
Of not releasing at all. And so it was just like, it took time, and people need to understand that. It takes time
to develop. You
know what I mean? Yes, there are people who blow up overnight, but those are just like spontaneous acts. You know what I mean? Like, it's not bound to happen for everybody.
That's why
but
it's easy for people to be like, she came out of nowhere, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, people don't see when you make a song that isn't it, or you fuck up, or you fail 1,000 times before coming up with something that's solid. You know 100%,
what I mean? 100%. And it just takes like a lot of trial and error. There's gonna be, you know what I mean? You might think that, listen, like, this trap shit, rap shit is for me, and then you try a different type of sound, and that sound blows up more. So you just have to keep being creative, keep trying new things, keep collabing, connecting, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people in this world that, like, for you to just sit there and, like, not try to vibe with other people is just...
Who are you listening to right now? Who's in your mix?
Oh, damn. Definitely got some Chef G playing, some Sleepy Hollow.
The Tokyo's in the back going crazy. These are Tokyo's niggas.
Yeah, some Sleepy
Hollow. Who are the other guys just talking about?
You know, Smooth L. There's like, I listen to a lot of people. I just like, I mean, of course, R.I.P. Pop Smoke, you know.
I got to meet his brother in New York, and he's a real dude for one, and second, his death is really tragic. Like, for one, they did not even find who killed this man, and second, his family goes right back to the hood, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And he was their way out. It's a tragic death.
Yeah, and it just goes to show, like, how people are greedy and selfish and don't want to see other people winning. Yeah, and envious. That, like, they just don't want to see other people doing good, and it's so sad because it's like, this guy wasn't trying to do nothing but support his family, and then you seen like everybody was on him, and then when he got that whole problem when he got arrested or whatever, and you know what I mean, everybody was coming for him then, talking about, oh, you're broke, oh, why your mama had to pay for you. So it's just like, you know what I mean, people never take a step back and think like, yo, this guy's a regular nigga just like me. He got his own shit
That's
that
the
he's dealing with.
Yo,
like people automatically, when you say you want to be something, they put you on a different pedestal. But bro, I'm still just like everybody else.
This
You know what
is
I
just
mean?
a job. Like that's the thing when people have to understand.
You wouldn't look at somebody who worked at McDonald's and be like, oh my God, da 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 da. You know what I mean? So like, why do that when somebody's trying to chase their dreams? And it's just like, it's sad because it's like, unless you are like in the norm and you just work a basic life and stuff like that, like you don't really see how much like people are criticizing people for no fucking reason.
Facts. And this shit is not easy either. Like when you're pursuing music, you don't have a coach.
Yeah.
You don't have anyone in your ear. All you have is yourself, and you're either disciplined or you're not.
Yeah.
It's like if you're either gonna put in work tonight or you're not.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel the effects if you don't put in that work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%, 100%.
Tell me about your relationship with your manager, because you're also managed by a woman, which is also, to my understanding, not too much of a regular thing.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people automatically assume like, oh, my manager is a guy, but honestly, I've had guy managers who try to like manage me before, but it's just a different vibe. Like, not putting any bad energy towards like male managers and nothing like that, but for like, yeah, so like a woman would understand like me if I'm like, yo, I need 20 more minutes to do my makeup. A guy's gonna be like, come on,
Hurry up, let's go.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And not only that, but I mean, I'm a pretty girl, so a lot of the time it's hard for me to know like niggas' true intentions when they're working with me. As far as like when I work with girls, like I know most of the time they're not trying to fuck. You know what I mean? So it's like it's just another headache I don't have.
That really must be something. Like women trying to make it where they want to go, it's like there's a lot of bullshit to go through. Of course niggas have to go through super shit too, but when you're a woman that's confident, that knows what she's doing, there's definitely a lot of trust issues, I can imagine. Yeah,
definitely. It's just that, you know what I mean? People are so sneaky.
Yeah.
And so you really have to know like who you're talking to and who you're dealing with, and if they're really for you, you know what I mean? You can't just work with anybody because look, they're doing good and like they want to work with me. Because I've had people that wanted to work with me and I'm just like, I don't know what their true intentions are, so I'm gonna pass.
Yeah. What's your relationship like with like a guy like Mike Schaap? Because I see he's always supportive of you.
Yeah.
You guys are on the same label, so I imagine. But aside from that,
we have tracks together and everything. That is just that's my dog. That's my homie. Like, I don't know. We've never, you know what I mean? He's never gave me that vibe as anything other than like a brother. You know what I mean? So that's the homie. That's gang.
And he's gonna go down in the Montreal books.
Oh, definitely.
Because he did a lot. Like as
100%.
far as English music goes, especially like for the city.
Yeah.
He's done a lot.
And listen, when I go to his shows, there is like 90% French people.
Yeah.
And they are still jamming hard to all his English tracks. Like he has not only just made like a name for himself in the English community, but heavy in the French community. Yeah.
They love the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
That's real. I've seen that too. I went to one of Lit Gang's show in the summertime. That was my first time seeing them. I was like, their shows are lit. Like I opened up for them a couple of times, and listen, they don't even need openers. Let me just put it that way. Because they're so packed.
Yeah.
You know who I really enjoyed? I really enjoyed like Kevin Nash's act.
I was just about to say that. Kevin will go on stage and I swear he doesn't, like he's the only one in the room. He's the only one.
Exactly.
Like his vibe, his vibe is genuine. He's just different.
Yo, let's look at some of these comments and see what you could see some responses that you could throw at these niggas, because clearly they thought that they got away with a fast one. Little do they know, Tyleen is here and she has lots to respond.
Yeah, and it's, you know what? I think the hardest part is remembering like not to respond to everything. Yeah? Yeah, because...
Okay, this one, I saw this one, I was like, this nigga's hate. Okay, I follow you on IG, you gassed up the video for weeks like it was MTV Video of the Year. This is a paragraph, there's more, he wrote a paragraph. But you didn't really invest in a good director. You gave your fans fast food. Please think outside the box for your next clip. You can't be flossing more money. Anyways, just respond to that.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to a person like this?
I just think that they don't really understand music or the industry in general. I've seen people gas up shit that was nothing or that didn't even end up releasing, you know what I mean? So for them to be like, oh, you put too much time in like promoting it, no, sir, no, I didn't, because you might not have known if I didn't over promote it. You know what I mean? You know, like you just proved my point. You know what I mean? So
you anticipated something from me.
Yeah,
because of all
the promoting I did.
Yeah.
And honestly, my director Jay Ali, he did a really good job.
Ali Evergreen.
Yeah,
that's something.
He is a genius. Like
he is.
He knows what he's talking about, and I just wish that he had the exposure to do more.
At this point, I think he does. Like, when you look at every project that dropped as of late, like Rosalvo's project was huge. Everyone was going crazy for that. His hands were on that. Your project dropped. His hands were on that. SB, the French rapper, his hands were on that. I think that now is the time where people are starting to be like, okay, he's the go-to guy for shit.
Oh yeah, definitely.
How did the video go when you guys were shooting that? How did that go?
Really easy. He is like the easiest person. Me, I'm not really hard when it comes to being on camera either, but he's really like easy to film with. He tells you exactly, like, you know what I mean, like what to expect and like how to do certain things. If he wants like a certain type of shoot, like he knows what he's doing. He really knows what he's doing.
Did you have an idea of what you wanted to do in the video?
Yeah, so I was just about to get into that. The reason, like, back to what he said, like it wasn't over the top, was because I did that purposely. I actually did it purposely. I said, I want the most simplest video ever. And that's exactly what I did. It was really simple. We did a bed scene, a living room scene, a shower scene. It was not too many scenes, and they were all taken in the same spot. Like, I didn't even travel and take a scene over there, you know what I mean? So it was just like, you're right, it was a very simple video purposely, because that's what my goal was. I didn't want to go over the top for my first video just because I felt like, one, they're not ready for it, and two, I just want to see how simple goes, and simple did numbers. And so imagine when I actually do, and I do plan on going further and further. Like, I'm very creative, like I like pushing myself to reach and go further, so I'm really excited for the next video we're about to shoot is Pull Up.
I was about to ask, like, Pull Up seems to be the track that people gravitate to the most on the tape.
Pull Up is gonna be a banger.
Yeah, like, Ollie filming that one?
No, unfortunately we have somebody else, well, not unfortunately. I would have liked to have Ollie do it, and we will work on other things, but I just want to give a chance to like work with other people and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. Definitely, but
you have your hands on the directing of that, like you know what you want to show people on this one?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's gonna be a very heavy female presence.
Oh Lord have mercy. If Tyleen is saying that, it's gonna be a fucking rated R type ass video.
That's exactly. I mean, every video is just gonna get better and bigger and more creative. And so this one, I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek into like how creative I can go, but not the full thing.
You know who the real MVP is in all of this? Your boyfriend. Like, this guy, my hat's off to him. If you're watching this, I don't know your name, but that nigga is very supportive of what you do. Like, it must be hard to come across someone that's just like, do your thing.
Honestly, me and Twix been together since high school.
Yeah.
And he's watched me grow, he's helped me grow, and vice versa. So it's not really hard for us. Like, he doesn't stop me ever from doing what I want. He might tell me, like, he might give me advice or like stuff like that, but he never ever tells me like, look, don't post that, you look too nude, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, literally just be yourself. And he's rooting for me all the way. Like, he literally purchased every song on my shit. Like, even though he's my boyfriend and he can literally just hear the tracks for free, like, he went and purchased it. So he's really like heavy on the support. And honestly, I don't know. I don't know where exactly I would be per se. Like, I know I would still be very successful, but his his presence has really like shaped me a lot into being
I can imagine.
confident. I really did lack confidence at one point. I wasn't always this confident.
When in high school, you lacked confidence in high school?
Yeah, I mean, I was a bully, but I was bullied. You know what I mean? For the first like a long time in my years, like when I was growing up, like I was bullied by certain people, but I was never like, I don't know how to say it, cause like they bullied me, but not really, cause I'd bully them back. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know.
But it got to you at times.
I mean, there's like a few things that always stuck with me and like grew insecurities from, but now it's just like, fuck it.
Well, they see you now.
And I'm sure they do, by the way. Like, I don't know if you guys heard, but Toka just said, like, if they saw her now. And I'm sure they are watching. Like, a lot of my high school people that I don't even think of, sometimes they hit me up like, yo, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So they're definitely watching.
I've gotten that too the other day. Somebody messaged me and they're like, oh, I'm bumping your track at like 9 in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, I hope my neighbors are not mad. I'm so proud of like what you've done since high school and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They either love you or hate you, and then they hate you, and then they love you.
Yeah.
So eventually, in the end, they love you. Okay, let me just put it that way. If you keep doing you, and you keep growing as a person, and you don't focus on what the fuck everybody else is saying, you will evolve and be this beautiful thing that nobody can touch. And literally nothing will faze you, and you'll be unstoppable.
A lot, so I told his ass pull up. He put it on me, then I'ma back it up. If I'm riding with my girls, I fuck it up. And I'm getting to the bank, cause that's what's up. I'ma get the bag, cause that's just what I do. She said she ain't mad, then why her face so screwed? I put shit together like I am just a screw. No bitch, I am the plug, and who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? Who the fuck is you? No, a bitch don't drive, but I might pull up in a coupe. I don't pull up with no shooters, they already on the roof. And the ops can't tell me nothing, cause they ass ain't got no proof. He talk a lot, so I told his ass pull up. He put it on me, then I'ma back it up. If I'm riding with my girls, I fuck it up. And I'm getting to the bank, cause that's what's up. Tell me, boy, what's up? I see you looking at me like you wanna toot it up. Just know none of this is new to me. I've been about my money way before you even knew of me. Fuck off. I'm about my cash, hit a lick and do the dash. Get it done, I'll trouble fast. Put a nigga in the past, just like that, just like that. Put a nigga in the past if he fucking with my cash, just like that, just like that. Yes, I like it just like that. Keep on doing it like that. Eat my pussy from the back. I'ma make you come so fast, that's why I make sure you come last. I'm in fantasy tonight, but I promise